I wondered if you'd like to keep me company while I have a little walk around the garden. It's an absolutely glorious day, again, not quite as warm as it has been, but I don't know, it's just so refreshing to get the sunshine, and I live really, really close to the coast, and sometimes you can smell the seaweed and you get the sea frets. They don't always come up this far up inland. We live about a mile from the coast, but it's such a lovely walk down to the beach. My garden is quite big because this was my mum and dad's bungalow, and we have quite a lot going on in here. Paul's gone back to work this year, and he's in construction, but he's just doing gardens and things at the minute, because he's got various things the matter with his bones and stuff like that, so he doesn't do a lot, but he's got a lot going on in the garden, so that's almost a full-time job for him. We've got chickens, lots and lots of chickens, and we've got a run that can be avian flu proofed if need be. We get eggs, quite a few eggs, and we sell them on a Friday. We do a little delivery run on a Friday morning, which is quite nice, and it gives us something to do, and the people that we deliver to love our eggs. They're really tasty. You've never tasted eggs till you've tasted our eggs. Paul really, really looks after the chickens, and they're cleaned out every day, and it's immaculate and it's lovely. I'm just walking past what used to be a pond. When my mum and dad first moved in here, there was a pond in the garden, but they had they had a poodle, a toy poodle, and they were worried in case he fell in, so they filled the pond in, and we planted some plants in there just earlier this year, so that's quite nice. We've also, this is my favourite part of the garden, we've got two, if I stand with me back to it, we've got two leylandis, and we let them grow together, chop the top off, which way around, there you go, chop the top off, cut an arch through, and there's a silver birch on the other side of the arch that has a bird box in it. Now that's the bird box that I was saying on one of the shorts about watching the birds fledge on the Ring doorbell. That was the bird box that we attached the Ring doorbell to. But my grandson, he loves to come, he gets one of the chairs, the patio chairs, fetches it over, sits under the arch, and that's him set for the day. And even if it's raining, he doesn't get wet because the trees stop the rain. I've got my washing out at the minute, which is nice. Bedding washing day to day. I've got clean bedding in the house to put on, just in case it doesn't get dry, which it will. Pear tree behind me, and last year we didn't get a pear. I think they all came off. This year they're quite good, but they're so hard, they never ever get soft. They go off before they get soft. Then I've got we've got a windbreak. The people who lived here before my mum and dad put a row of leylandis up, which acts as a windbreak. That's a chicken run. So for this part of the garden, behind me now, we've got a cooking apple tree. We used to have two, but one was in the way, so we cut it down. We haven't got that many apples on this year. Usually we get hundreds, but we don't seem to have so many this year. Walking around the garden is so flippin' therapeutic. I absolutely love it. We used to say when we first moved in, oh come on, let's go and peruse the Ponderosa, and every morning we used to go out in the garden and go for a walk around, because we had never ever owned homes that had had gardens quite as big as this one, and it goes on. I'm now in like what would be the back garden, and this is where we have our allotment. There's a few veg still left. There's a few onions left, not very many for Paul to take out. We've got loads of courgettes left. There's some kale, although the hens tend to get the kale. We did have pea pods, but my daughter stripped the peas the other day. I've just realised the dog's getting through a hole in the gate so we can get through into the back garden. Then we've got an apple tree, a pear tree, and a cherry tree, but we never get any cherries because the birds eat them all. and we've also got a golden raspberry bush, which the raspberries are absolutely gorgeous. Then we've got a big polytunnel. It used to be smaller than this, but it wasn't big enough for us, so we decided to extend it, so we built the same again. And then the original polytunnel kind of died because it was getting old a bit, so we took all the net and stuff off and put plastic on, so we've got one long polytunnel now, which is quite good. We've got tomatoes in here this year. We've got one cucumber plant, and it's been shocking. We've had hardly any cucumbers from it. Oh look, few ripe tomatoes. Look at that. They actually, oh, I've dropped it. 3-second rule. They're actually black cherry tomatoes. They're darker than what it looks like on there. And they're absolutely the most delicious thing that we grow in the garden. Then we've got a greenhouse as well, and this is also full of tomato plants. When the tomatoes are ripe, Paul picks them or gives some away, but I freeze the rest, and I just get them out sort of a pound at a time. And when I'm making bolognese or anything like that, I've got loads and loads of tomatoes. I'm going to have another one because it's delicious. This is really bad mannered of me, isn't it? Even when I'm making a video. At least I don't eat with my mouth open. So then there's one more little piece of the garden, and that is where the plum trees were. We did have 2 plum trees. We've got one behind me here, and we used to have one beside the shed, but they both died, so we cut them down, and this one's come away again. But this here, I think, is a plum tree because it's got the same leaves on, although it hasn't got any plums. But we've got no plums at all this year because the pigeons have eaten them. But there used to be a leilandi there. Cut the leilandi down because it was stopping the light getting in my workroom window before I moved into the shed, and a plum tree grew in its place. We also had a lovely flowering cherry, but it was too big, and like I say, it's all the trees that were in this part really stopped the sun from getting in my workroom. It's our ambition, our aim this year to turn what is the workroom now back into a living room, because in the winter our sitting room is really cold because it's got 3 external walls and one wall is virtually all glass, which means in the winter it is really cold. So we're going to move into what was my mum's dining room in the winter, because it's much easier to keep warm. And that's the little tour of the garden. But apparently gardening's good for your mental health, so maybe I should do a bit more gardening. Are you coming, Billy? Billy's taking ages. Come on, look, can you see him? No, come on. So you come. Hey, honestly. So that's the tour of the garden and me just whittering on about it. I'm just having a look to see what's going on in the sky. There's just so many clouds at the moment, but it's still really warm. It's lovely. And of course, behind me now, I don't know which way, that is what was the summer house and is now my office and shed. I like working in there. It's a safe kind of space. It's my space. It's incredibly messy at the minute, and that's not entirely my fault. But when Paul's daughter's gone and when my daughter's stuff is gone, then I'll be able to get everything put in there the way that I want it. We've got a 6-foot fence up all the way around the garden, apart from where we've got like 12-foot hedges, because we have nosy neighbours who on the main are quite unpleasant, apart from 1 or 2. So we've got a great big fence up and it stops them from seeing in. It's that bad. Come on, Billy. And Paul is just reversing into the carport. Come on, Billy. And I don't want the dog to get run over, because that would be quite sad if the dog got run over. Come on. Come on. He doesn't want to come. But anyway, that's my afternoon, showing you around the garden. I've got to do a bit more embroidery at some point, and I've got loads more crafts to show you. Can you believe I have crafted since I learned to knit when I was 7 years old? And I discovered a new craft the other day that I'd never even heard of, never mind tried. So I ordered the stuff this morning, and guess what I'll be doing this week? Catch you later.